about 2019, and through the use of like herbs that I'll make another video about, I'm to the point where they're a little bit more manageable, but they're very they're very troubling still, and I am on the journey of figuring out what's going on and trying to fix it. So I just finished with my appointment, my ultrasound appointment. I got here at 2:15, and right now it is 3:33, and most of the time I was actually in the appointment. Oh my gosh. So sometimes I get not nervous, but I just start to have like really, hold on. Can I turn on some light? Okay. So I wasn't nervous, but sometimes like when I have medical procedures or like MRIs or things where they're checking you out, I start to have like doomsday thoughts that are not even relevant to what is going on. It's so crazy. But today I was able to just think positive thoughts. I thought about how I am hopeful that this is the first step towards getting some relief from suffering from fibroids. And when I say suffering, I do mean suffering. So right now I'm in the parking lot. I got really lucky. I got a parking spot that's like 40 steps away from the elevator. So, but I have to go now because after you pay for parking, you only have a few minutes to get out of here. And I've already been charged $9 for parking. So I'll see you in the rest of the video, I guess. Wish me luck. Today is April 5th at 3:35 Central Standard Time. I was in there for over an hour. But I think they did a really good job. Also, I have to say, shout out to my radiology tech, Paula. And she had a student with her. I didn't catch her name, but I actually let the student do more of like the ultrasound work on me, so she would have a chance to practice. So if you ever go to the doctor or whatever and they have a student with them, consider letting the student practice. I know it's not comfortable. My back hurts, so it's very uncomfortable, but it will help out other people who, helps them learn how to deal with other people and how to treat diseases. And if they don't get to practice, then how are they going to learn? So that's my spiel about that. See you later. I forgot to mention that on the elevator, there was a little girl who had her mother press all of the buttons. Luckily, I was just so happy to have the ultrasound over with that I was not annoyed that the little girl had pressed all of the buttons. And when I say little, she was maybe like 8. And so when I was about to get off of the elevator, finally, after stopping at every floor that this child had chosen for no reason, when I got off the elevator, she said, "I like your hair." So I wanted to show you guys my hairstyle. And I said, "Thank you," very enthusiastically. And her response was, "I like it. You look like an astronaut." Can y'all hear these jams? Hi, good morning. I'd like to see about scheduling an appointment to see Dr. Okay, alrighty. Sounds good. I'll look for that, but if not, I'll just arrive early to fill that out. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay, so my appointment is this upcoming Wednesday at 2:30. So positive. I was able to get an appointment pretty quickly because today is Monday, so it'll be just in 2 days. Also, there is a Luby's nearby this hospital that I'm going to, and I always love to stop there and go to Luby's because apparently I'm 80 years old and have bad taste in food, as one of my friends has told me. So this is the beginning of the journey, I guess, to see how things go with possibly having fibroid removal, surgery, whatever option I choose. So welcome to this journey. And now I'm just waiting in the cold room like we all do. This hospital is so fast. Like, I wasn't even able to read a magazine before they called me back. Yes, like my pedicure and my sandals. I came to Kim's Son, which is close by to the doctor's office, for lunch. My first course is the shrimp spring rolls. I have not eaten all day, so I ordered this and an entree and this green tea and water. This is where I went for lunch, Kim's Son Cafe in Rice Village. And across the street is H-Town Christmas Countdown. What a great job of this school bus to come and be in the way when I want to show you this sign. Looks like a gym is going to open in place of the H-Town Christmas Countdown. It's currently April, by the way, but I think I would prefer this countdown place instead of the gym. So I have arrived back home, and I will give you the update. So according to my doctor, I have 4 fibroids. So today I had this new doctor that I went to did a pelvic exam, which is where they like mesh on your belly, and you can Google that. You don't want me to describe what that is to you. And when she did the pelvic exam, she found that I had a 4th fibroid. And I was like, how did they not see that when I had the ultrasound done last week? But last week I had an ultrasound where they do like on the belly, and also had the transvaginal, I think is what it's called, which is like a little wand that is inserted. and they like mash on you to like move your internal organs around so the wand can send out the ultrasound waves and kind of map out what's going on in there. So when the doctor did the physical examination today, I was really surprised that she was like, oh yeah, you have another fibroid on your cervix. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Anyway, so she said that sometimes, you know, depending on the radiology technician, they might miss it or something. It's just human error. So I'm like, okay. So, but with all that being said, the doctor does not think that the size and location of my fibroids after like close examination, she doesn't think that they're far too small. So mine are like the size of a quarter, so very small. And based on where they're located, she doesn't think that they should be giving me as much trouble as they are. But what she does think is giving me trouble is basically like endometrial tissue that has grown outside of where it's exactly supposed to be. So your uterus has endometrial tissue, and if you have like, I guess, enough growth, it's called endometriosis, which you can Google it. People have like a really hard time with it, far worse than what I'm experiencing. She did not diagnose me as having endometriosis, like the condition, but I have endometrial tissue that is going rogue, and that, she says, can cause the really like weeks of bleeding and the extreme pain. So there's that. So as far as like how I'm feeling, I don't feel sad. I just feel disappointed. I thought that going to the doctor today, after the ultrasound, I thought like she would know exactly what was going on and what was causing the bleeding and stuff. I don't know the right words. Like I'm some kind of combination of tired and also, like, this might sound crazy, but I'm also almost ready to just give up and just say, I will just bleed to death every other month. Like I don't want to go through this. I hate going to hospitals. Who does? Who likes to go to hospitals, Nicole? Nobody does. It's crazy to even say, but I feel just a little bit defeated, I guess. I don't know. I'm not like as sad as I thought I would be based on the news that I got, but I'm just also, I feel almost indifferent. Like, what, I don't, like, this is whack. Anyway, so the suggested remedy, that is the same thing that my other doctor recommended based on the ultrasound results before I went to this like gynecological surgeon today. The recommendation was the same. So since I don't have interest in having children, the recommendation from both physicians is to have a partial hysterectomy where they would remove my uterus and my cervix. And I have been watching a lot of like YouTube videos. So shout out to all of the people who have shared their experience about having a partial hysterectomy or going through this at all. So shout out to those people. I'm, thankful to be able to record and share my personal story too. But sharing your story about whatever goes on with your body is very helpful to strangers on the internet. So thank you. But I've watched a lot of videos about other women's experience with a partial hysterectomy, and I've yet to find one that's negative. So I don't know if it's like really that big of a life changer. My gut reaction to having a partial hysterectomy is no. Like, that's like visceral no. Like, I don't want to do that. But I am not going to make that decision yet. The doctor today suggested that I have an MRI so she could more clearly map out the tissue in my uterus and the surrounding areas, basically. So I left her office and I immediately called to get the MRI scheduled. Today is Wednesday, April 13th, 2022, and the MRI, the first available appointment that they had was May 23rd, which is like, what, 6 weeks into the future? So in 6 weeks, I'll go for my MRI, and then I guess I'll go from there. I will research what I could possibly do. I don't know. The doctor didn't make it seem like there was anything that I could do about having rogue endometrial tissue, but I will research and read and stuff and see if there's anything else that I can do to try to shrink it or something. I don't know. I asked the doctor if losing weight would help me because I am fat. I mean, I'm not like morbidly obese, but I could definitely be thinner. And I asked her because I've read and researched about how fat, like fat tissue on any person, male or female, it holds estrogen. So like there's like any kind of fat on your body, it's not like full, I'm not trying to sound like an alarmist, but it, like, fat has estrogen in it, and the closer you can get your hormones to be very level, the better. So with that in mind, losing weight, losing fat would be beneficial to my hormone levels, and maybe that in turn would help with some of my symptoms. And that's what the doctor said. So I asked her, like, would it help? And she asked me, like, basically, how long have you been this level of fat? And I was like, I've been this level of fat for a long time. All of my clothes are like this level of fat size. So I've been this level of fat. I haven't gotten fatter, but I haven't gotten thinner since, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years. So she said that me being fat didn't make me have fibroids or make me have this endometrial tissue, but since we know that all of the tissues in your uterus is very sensitive to hormones, like I guess like all of your body, very sensitive to hormones. Look up what your hormones do for you if you don't know. They do all of the things for your body. But since that tissue is very sensitive to estrogen levels and how they fluctuate throughout a woman's cycle, then if I am able to lose weight, then I may get some relief from the monthly or bi-ish monthly hell that I am currently experiencing. So if you would like to follow along on my journey with me, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. I hope that me sharing my story is helpful to someone. And I also hope that sharing the journey, sharing what's happening to me as a journey instead of like at the end after I've had a surgery or after whatever happens. I hope that the journey and the progress is of interest to you and it's useful to you. So until next time, this is Nicole and I'm on a path. Come join me. Bye.